Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Before we get into anything, I just want to say, Harry's still getting abused? He getting freaky in the sheets? What's going on in the world? Oh. He gotta hide to avoid that beating. Dog, if we don't move him to another home quick, if we don't call CPS, DHS, DHS, DDS, DDS, wherever it's called, where you from, if we don't get them in, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm so glad his aunt blew up. That was the highlight of the movie. Let's go. Is she gonna die? Yeah. Pretty much the premise of this movie is Sirius Black, who's way too serious.
That is Sirius Black, that is.
Sirius Black?
He's a murderer.
That's not even that serious. Escapes prison. They're all freaking out. They're all looking for that man. I thought that Sirius Black was going to be extremely serious because in the pictures, he was extremely serious. Relax, bro. Yo, chill out. Like, yo, it's not that deep. What the heck he got going on? I know he's supposed to be serious, but like, dog, come on. But he ended up being like kind of an okay guy. He ended up being a decent person, you know, and shout out to that man, truly. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a pretty generally well-respected movie as just like a movie as a whole. But after doing my research, this one is the furthest one away from the books. And a part of me feels like I've only watched 3. I've never watched more than this. A part of me feels like low-key, that's why this might be like a really loved movie, but also a very, like it's two very separate groups. And I want to say I'm one of the people who actually enjoyed it a lot. Back to the abusive part, this movie kicked off with Harrison. Yes, I'm calling him Harrison. I know him by his full name. You get what I'm saying? His government. He runs away. And I find this ironic because we all done ran away before, but none of us had the balls to actually run away. He actually did it. They can't mess with him no more. He running away just like I did, you know what I'm saying? But he actually was going further than I went when I was a kid. I would have stopped right there and went back. That's what I did. Oh, shoot, he's still going. He's serious about leaving. Dang. Well, to be fair, he's being abused. I was just mad I couldn't get no candy, so that's the difference between us. So shout out to Harry Potter. We know he has the power in him because of who he is. But like, all jokes aside, that's the proof that he's actually a good person. He ran away for real. Don't nobody run away for real. Even the abused. They stay in the crib, but he ran. Shout out to Harry Potter, Harrison. I think this movie, out of the first 2 I've seen, I think that it carried in terms of just the characters all across the board. I feel like Lupin being kind of a lead mentor in his life was just a very positive experience, like on the screen in the movie. It made me feel overall good, an amazing character to introduce, which his introduction was fire. Is he sucking up, bro? Pause. Like, is he? Oh, shoot. Wait, what? I thought it was Sirius Black, but turns out it was Professor Lupin.
If you'll excuse me, I need to have a little word with the driver.
Bro, that is Sirius Black, bro.
Eat. You'll feel better.
That's literally him. I don't know, but he fights off those freaky dementors who like sucking people. Like they said it in the movie, sucking his soul. There's no other way to put it. It's sucking the soul. It's really weird. I don't know if I like that much, but yeah. And then I feel like Hermione, she just, I don't know. She seemed very, what's the word? I don't know, likable. This movie definitely separated Harry from his friends a lot. It was really just Harry and Lupin. I'm not gonna lie, they were really a dynamic duo. It was Harry and Lupin killing it. Hermione had her parts, and Ron was like completely to the side. Of course, Ron, completely to the side, is the one who has a rat that's actually a human. No way! Why is he still a rat though? And the rat that's human actually killed Harry's parents and betrayed them, and I don't know. A lot was going on. Professor Snape, although having a smaller role in this movie, he actually killed it with I feel like this movie was so good because of the simplicity. Although he was very small and didn't have a bunch of scenes, I feel like he kind of moved the movie forward a little bit. And also, Harry, you went too hard on him. I'm not gonna lie.
Expelliarmus!
Harry! Nah.
You attacked a teacher.
Tell me about
Nah. And then we have Pettigrew the rat, which I mean, he got away. I'm not playing. Why are you holding him back? I wish he didn't get away. I don't know what that means for us, but there's a human right on the loose. I don't know if they're gonna attack that in future movies or I'm saying future movies like in the future. If they're gonna attack that in the next movies, I don't know how that's gonna work. but hopefully so. The one thing I will say about this movie is I don't know if this is something that a lot of people love, but I didn't care for the Buckbeak plot. I'm sorry. I personally just didn't care about that. I'm happy that he did attack, whatchamacallit. Oh, shoot! That's all he did, bro. That bird mask off, bro. Should have killed him right where he stands. That's about it. That was kind of like my happiness. You know, after he did that, I was like, okay, cool. I don't really care. He was getting executed. I didn't care too much. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, sue me, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, I mentioned Hermione earlier, but I didn't. Did I mention her part? Did I mention the part that stuck out the most to me, bro? She gripped Harry up, swinging by the tree, and threw him into the hole. She got that much grip, tree? Gotta be fake. This is not real. And she threw him in the hole directly. Oh my gosh. When she get like that? When did you get the power to do all that, bro? I'm not even gonna think about it too long, because then I'm gonna be confused. So we just gonna move on. I ain't know she had the power like that. And then in the end, with the powers, with, you know, everything involved, it turned out that Harry had the power all along.
Pecto Patronum!
Hold on. Nah, it was him. It was him on my life. No way. You know, it was inside of him all this time. He thought it was his father that was carrying it. He thought it was his dad. No, it was him. He had it in him all along. And that's really just a powerful, I would say, like a theme of this movie. You know, a cool part of this movie. That was it. And then, of course, you got the turning of time to eventually save Sirius Black, save the Buckington, the beat guy. They live happily ever after. Happy story at the end, right? But bang. Why this is my favorite out of the three? I feel like this is the most simple. It's like very simple. It's like very cut straight. This is like the most movie one. And the fact that it is the most separated from the book does make sense. I feel like the camera shots in this one, they tried something different. It was like smoother. It was cooler. I feel like the plot was more so focused on Harry. It wasn't as detailed, which I know a lot of people hate, rightfully so. But I feel like doing that kind of made it like a better movie. I know people like the book a lot, but people don't like the movie because they don't match the book. If y'all don't know, I'm illiterate. I don't read. I hate books. So this doesn't affect me. But I think that is a valid criticism for this movie. But I feel like the overall simplicity of it just knocks it out the park for the first two I've seen. I also feel like the first two, it's too much to consume almost. It's like I'm taking in too much at one time. And if you look at if you go to like Disney World, I've read the books, I think the first book when I was like a kid in school. I don't remember anything. It is very detailed filled. And I feel like for me, it's very overstimulating. It's really too much. This movie was enough to consume for me. So I liked it in that way. Oh, I completely forgot about whatchamacallit being a werewolf. That was also a top part when we got the werewolf versus the werewolf fight. Snape's actually protecting him. No way. No way. I don't even know, bro. That was just something else. That was something different. I was not expecting that. That was different. That was much different. That was like see now, you get what I'm saying? Like it's very simple, but it had a lot of twists. And I feel like that is what made this movie like A1. Another complaint that I have, well, to be honest, it wasn't really a complaint for me, but I can understand your guys' criticism about the books. I don't really care about it. I think his name Buckbeak. I forgot his name already. And also, I feel like Pettigrew. I feel like him escaping so fast with show us him running off in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just dipped and that was kind of just it. So if I could have some more clarification on that. I did see a lot of people complaining about like no Quidditch, but I don't personally watch the movies for Quidditch. I'm also not the hugest fan of it, like #1 biggest fan. So I can understand why people would get mad at that, but I'm not. Other than that though, it was a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Again, because of those things, it's not a perfect, but it's a good 3.5, 4 stars. I would definitely watch it again. Out of the first two, I would watch this one. Like, I would just watch this one. Out of the first two, I don't know if I'd like revisit them very often, but this one I would genuinely like actually watch this and enjoy it. Anyways, that doesn't matter. 3.5, 4 out of 4 stars. Let me think of what you thought about this movie down below, what they could have improved on, what they could have did better, and if I should do the next one. I don't know. Shoot, I'm kind of free. I freestyle all my stuff. I don't know what I'm even gonna do tomorrow in life. I'll focus one day at a time. So we out of here. It's been Movies for Casuals. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I said comment already. Shoot, dang. All right, I'm leaving. Bye.